Good night, class. Good night, Nick. So, can a community garden feed the world? Before preparing my audio journal, my answer was a big no. But I realized I didn't know anything about this topic, so I decided to do a little research about this topic, and I found that actually we can feed the world with community gardens. For example, in cities like San Francisco, Cape Town in South Africa, and Montreal in Canada, people is creating gardens in their neighborhoods. I found interesting when someone asked people living in these cities if a community garden can feed the world. Why did I find this question so interesting? You might be asking, and it's because they answered that they feel that they can, or at least that they can feed its neighbors and feed them in a way everyone deserves. So personally, I think that is the key of everything. Thinking that you can do it is not necessary to feed the whole world. But if you are doing a good to your neighbors by feeding them how they deserve, then everyone around the world could do it. But before continuing, I would like to tell everyone that what is a community garden. It is a single piece of land gardened collectively by a group of people that provide fresh products and plants as well as satisfying labor, neighborhood improvement, sense of community, and connection of the environment. Around 50% of the world's food is now grown in urban areas, according to the UN Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO). Urban farms already supplied food to about 700 million residents of cities, representing about a quarter of the world's urban population. By 2030, 60% of people in developing countries will likely live in cities. So going back of what I was talking about earlier in the video, I know that there are places where you cannot create gardens because, for example, there are big cities where there is no space, but there are ways to do it. So you can create a way of doing this garden, or maybe in a space that are not used, or it can be done at home or on the terraces of the buildings, because there are a few benefits that growing a garden of your own can provide. For example, micronutrients replenish body, fresh and raw foods build a strong immune system and combat disease. $50 spent in seeds and compost can produce 1,000 to $1,500 worth of organic produce. A savings of $1,200 if it's compared when you grow all this in a normal land. Fresh vegetables, fruit, and herbs are harvested at peak levels for taste and nutrition. Once you plant a garden, you can continue to feed yourself and family continuously year after year. I'm not against factory farming. It is the easy way to feed the world because there is overpopulation and we can say it otherwise. But what if this good dream of gardens becomes a reality and we can start contributing to our neighbors? So my final answer is yes, definitely.